Okay, guys, welcome to another Monday night Grubb Cast. Somebody throw me a comment. Let me make sure I'm getting comments. I got Facebook pulled up here too. I split the screens. So let me see if I can get a comment from somebody and we'll get this show on the road. It's going to be a good evening. Okay, I got Travis 6 says, hey, let's see. Yes, okay, Travis, it come up on Facebook too. Okay, thanks, Travis. Let's go ahead and get the sponsors over with. I do have a trivia question tonight, so stay tuned to that. But let's do the sponsors: Fish Sticks Rods, Hook and Donkeys, Sanborn Builders, Ace Hardware, Hobbs Roofing, Pizza Stop, Southern Ohio Sanitation, and Williams and Sons Construction. Guys, I really appreciate all them guys. And I've got like I said, I got a trivia question again tonight. I got a package of 7.5 Roadkill Pearl, 7.5 Ribbon Tail from Hook and Donkeys. That's what it looks like there. Here's the package. Hook and Donkeys. Guys, Mike makes a really good bait. Most of you guys already know that, but I can't say enough about his baits that he makes. So we'll go ahead and get into the tournaments from last week. We're dwindling down to not very many tournaments, guys. So, but it's at the end of the year tournaments. Last Wednesday night at Fox Lake, Gary Barnhouse won it. He had one fish. It was a little over 18 inches long. So he got big bass and won the tournament with 2.78. We will be at Fox Lake again this Wednesday night. So, guys, come out and fish. Travis, I'd like to see you guys out there if you can get off work. The lake's come up some from the rain we've had, so it's a little easier getting in there now. So, we'll talk about a little bit of other stuff here in a little bit about lakes. I'll get into a little bit of it. I don't want to get too going into it too much, but last call had their championship last Sunday at Seneca Lake. Josh Long won it. He got first place and big bass. His big bass was 4.45 and his total weight was 6.78. Second place was Phil and Casey Hostotter. I know I'm saying that wrong. 5.15. Third place was David and Landon Camp with 2.32. And that was at Seneca. So they had pretty good turnout there, and Brian's looking forward to next year again. He'll get a schedule out before long. As soon as he gets a schedule out for next year, I'll get it on here and announce it. Semifinals is this week. TBF semifinals this week at Lake Erie on Saturday and Sunday. I'll be up there fishing it. We have a meeting Friday the 11th. So this Friday night, there is a meeting. Registration, you got to register. Starts at 5 p.m. 6 p.m. is a mandatory rulings meeting. Guys, you got to be there or have somebody representing you. If you're not there, there's consequences. So make sure you got somebody representing you. All anglers has to be off the water by 3 p.m. Friday. Another thing that I was really bad about, I'll tell on myself, but I've learned it in the last few years. Is guys, Wednesday starts, it's off limits yesterday or today and tomorrow. You're not allowed to be on the water. But Wednesday starts official practice. And what I was always bad about, and I'm telling on myself, official practice, you have to wear your life jackets. You have to do everything like you're fishing the tournament. So make sure when you're on the water, guys, you got your life jackets on. Should have them on anyhow. I'm bad about not wearing mine if I'm not in a tournament. I need to start working better at that. Because, you never know when something might happen. But we are doing a drawing at the Fisherman Central at the meeting. You can get on OBF's website or Facebook page and get your numbers for the drawing. And when you're practicing, remember, guys, it's only Ohio waters. So when you practice, just practice Ohio waters. That's about all I got for tournaments. Besides, I'm going to do a little recap on last weekend. I don't know what happened there. I'm still getting comments from Travis. Has anybody else tried to throw a comment out? I just want to make sure my Facebook one before we start our trivia question, but we got a minute for that. But the tournament down at Kerr Lake, Billy Gould. Okay, Billy. Yep, you come up on both of them. So thanks, Billy. The tournament down at Kerr Lake, guys. I tell you, I said last week on Monday night, and I was in a blur because I'd been up for a long time, about 40 hours. So I was just a little bit tired. But Monday I had somewhat figured something out, but Tuesday I went out on a different part of the lake and really tuned it in. And then Wednesday I went out and I'm like, okay, now I'm going to try what I tuned in yesterday just to make sure. And I went to two different spots. And what I was doing, guys, is I was looking at my shading on my mapping on my Lowrance. And if I could find 10 to 20 foot of water close to the bank, and it had to have flooded brush on the bank, I could catch fish. So Wednesday at 1:30, I loaded my boat on a trailer. I'm like, I've got something going. I got 3 good spots to go to, and then I'll just go on from there. So Thursday, started the tournament. I went to my first spot, and I caught 2 keepers. And the thing with me with catching the keepers was that I was catching solid keepers. There's everything from 2 to 3 pounds, all the fish. I did catch a few short fish on Thursday, but just a very few. Uh, my non-boater on Thursday, he ended up having a 4-pounder, and he had 6 something and 2 fish. So he had a 4-pounder and a 2-pounder. So that, and I had 4 fish for 10 something on the first day. But I went to my first spot and I caught 2. I went to my second spot. My co-angler caught 1, and I did get a short fish there, and I lost 1 there. And I was wrong. I caught 1 at my first stop because I caught 1 at my second stop too. And my co-angler caught 1 at the second stop. And then we went to my third stop. I pulled in there, and my co-angler put the 4-pounder in the boat. And I never caught a fish there. And then I was like, well, we can go back to where we started, or we can try something like I've been doing. And I was like, let's try what I've been doing. So I looked on my map, and I'm like, okay, here's a cove. It's got real deep water going all the way back in the back of the pocket. Let's go look at it. We pull in, and I tell my co-angler, I'm like, this looks good. We pull up. We start down the bank. I pitch in because I'm just flipping. I mean, I'm right up on the bank. I'm just flipping because, well, I'm up on the brush, but the water was probably 3 to 4 foot back in. It was way high from all the hurricanes. I flip in. I was like, there's a bite. Set the hook. I'm fighting the fish, and I tell my co-angler, I'm like, look, there's one swimming with it, just as big. He nets it. We put it in the boat. I fish there a little longer, nothing. So I go on around. I hook another fish on a spinnerbait back in the brush or against a tree. I didn't really hook it. He just rolled on it. And I didn't get him. I went just a little further. I caught my 4th fish. Then I went on around to the next pocket that had about the same setup. Threw a spinnerbait way behind in the brush. Hooked a fish. I was like, oh, it's a good one. It's a good one. I tried to get it through the brush and rushed it and lost that fish. So I only ended up weighing 4 fish in, but I had 2 other keepers on that day. So Friday morning, I was like, well, I'm going to go where I left off and start there. There's more fish here. I knew there was one more because I seen it swimming. So we run down there and we pull in, and not within 10 minutes, I put a real good fish in the boat. Go just down the bank just a little piece. I flip into a tree. He's swimming out with it. I set the hook, and I was like, oh, good one, good one. And it comes up, and I see it roll, and it comes undone. I'm like, okay, it's all right. We're all right. We're early in the morning. So keep fishing around the cove, get to another tree, flip into it. There's one, set the hook. Same thing, rolls up, see it, comes unhooked. I'm like, man, now come on. So I was like, well, here's another spot on a bank that looks familiar. Let's run to it. Or it looks like what we're fishing. So I run to it, and probably 5 minutes into that bank, I set the hook. I got one, put it in the boat. Nice fish. Wasn't 5 minutes later, I got one, rolled it, come out of the brush, went sideways, come unhooked. I was at that point, I was like, you've messed this tournament up. You've lost 3 good fish this early in the morning. You've messed the tournament up. But I didn't get aggravated. I told somebody the other day, back in my old days, I'd have been breaking fishing poles and throwing stuff and kicking stuff, and I didn't act that way. I'm like, just keep fishing. And I ended up running 2 more banks like that and caught 1 more fish for my 3 fish on day 2. and that put me at 18 something. I needed 4 pounds. I needed 22 pounds to fish the third day. And it just happened to, it wasn't meant to be, guys. It still aggravated me about, I can still see it in my, I can just see it. I can see them fish rolling sideways going, and I can, it's sad to say, but I can feel on my fingertips I had that tournament where I could at least fish the third day. And I honestly think I could have went in on day 3 with the fish I was finding and being able to do the shading the way I was. The pattern I had, I think I could have made the top 6. Hi, Tracy. But it didn't happen. It wasn't meant to be. So, I got to shake that tournament off and head to Lake Erie this weekend for the semi-nationals. I'm really excited about that after the showing I had up there a couple weeks ago. I just hope I didn't burn them fish up to be able to, and it looks like the weather's going to play into my favor a little bit, and the guys is not going to be able to go out and fish for the smallmouth real hard, which I've talked to a few people up there, and smallmouth ain't really eating anyhow. So it's going to be a largemouth tournament, I think. And my spot's always been known to replenish, so we're going to see what happens. But I'm really looking forward to this weekend. The guys in the club, we're all going to stay in a house, have a good evening, a good weekend, hanging out together and seeing what happens at the tournament. So keep following along for that one. Guys, I want to thank you guys for last week. I did that live and I had 1.9K views. I was like, wow. And it wasn't a very good show for me because I was wore out. I was tired. And then I watched it later, and I was in the dark. The lighting wasn't very good, but I appreciate everybody watching it and seeing it and everything, and all you guys that's on here watching and support me, and it's a lot of fun. Also, guys, who want to go back to was talking about Fox Lake and the water and the lakes and stuff. Guys, we're going to have to get together because Hocking College, and I don't want to make this, a thing to be down on anybody or anything, but Hocking College is ruining Lake Snowden, guys. They are still taking water. We have pictures of them putting water in the ponds at the hatchery, and they're draining the lake. We don't have enough water coming in to let them take water out for their ponds, for the fish hatchery. We have to do something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's calling Division of Wildlife, getting hold of state representatives, what it is, but we got to do something to stop them before they ruin that lake. They've got it so low now that you can't even hardly put a kayak in unless you walk way out. So we need to get together and do something to try to get the lake. They're going to take a lake that's been there for years and ruin it. So we'll keep following up on that, but we will be at Fox Lake Wednesday night. We have, I think, 3 more tournaments left there. Hey, Dean, looking forward to seeing you Friday. We'll have 3 more tournaments at Fox Lake, and then we'll figure out where we're going to do our classic at. I'm almost positive it will not be at Lake Snowden because there's no way the water will be up in 3 weeks. It could rain. We could have the hurricane come through and it not come up as low as they've got it. They've got it. I mean, it's bad, guys. It's bad. Speaking of which, guys, I was down in North Carolina, which I was over on the other part of the state or northern part of the state. So I watched today a few things on Facebook about the area down there, Asheville, there's, over on the western part of the state, it's just devastating, guys. I mean, it is just unbelievable of highways. I-40s wished in. The interstate I-40s wished in. But I mean, even if you go up into the small towns, Chimney Rock, uh, there's no town there. It's gone. Roads, everything. It's gone. So, guys, let's take and just be thankful where we're at. But it could happen to anybody, anytime, because they never thought they'd ever have to worry about a hurricane in that area, and it destroyed thousands and thousands of acres, and people's lives has been turned upside down. So let's just keep them in our thoughts and prayers, guys, because it's something that I would never want to have to go through. But okay, let's go ahead with our trivia question. It is with the has to do with the hurricane. What's the name of the lake? In what year was it built that was at Chimney Rock, and it's pretty much the lake that destroyed a lot of the area down there? What year was it built, and what was the name of it? Okay, guys, ain't nobody answering. The name of the lake that down at Chimney Rock. Uh, I'll give you a little bit of a hint. It is in Rutherford County, North Carolina. Travis 6. Yep. Uh, not Travis. You got Travis and Misty got the lake, but you don't have the year right that it was built. You got the lake right, but the year's not right. When it was incorporated. There you go, Travis. You got it now. Lake Lure, and it was in Rutherford County, North Carolina, and it was incorporated in 1927. Travis, it's hard to. He had the Lake Lure. He spelled it wrong. He's like me with typing. He said 26 there, but down here he ended up saying 27. So that's right, guys. And go on Facebook and look at that place now. It is just unbelievable. Speaking of which, Travis, did Billy give you your baits? He didn't keep them to himself, did he? Billy's on here too. I should ask him that when he said there a minute ago. Said hello. Thanks, Brian. Let me know when you get your dates for next year, your lakes and stuff, and I'll get them on here. He kept them. That ain't right, Billy Gould. I knew he wouldn't keep them from you. Misty wouldn't let him because some of them was Misty's. So, but guys, yeah, just keep them. We're lucky to be able to still be doing what we're doing, and you know, them guys down there, they're not going to be fishing for a while. Uh, the lake that I was fishing, like I said there earlier, it was about, I'm going to say, just by looking at it, I don't know the lake that well, but I'm going to say it was every bit of 4 to 5 foot high. Uh, a lot of the walkways that you walked out on your docks where you started off land into the docks, was probably foot and a half of water past them. So you'd have to wade through water to get onto your docks. Uh, but the water was clear. It was crystal clear for that much water they had and stuff. And I'll tell you what, if you never had a chance to fish Kerr, this is my second time fishing it. Uh, I really like Kerr Lake. Uh, and probably because, I was able to get on a little bit of a pattern that there was big fish eating. And it's the same bait that I was using at Lake Erie, just a different collar. And Lake Erie was the same way in the run and gun. I didn't get a lot of bites, but the bites I got was quality fish. And that's something, that on that bait. Now I had another bait that I was using that I could catch a limit pretty quick on it. Or me and Josh, I shouldn't say me, Josh was with me. Me and Josh could catch a limit pretty quick on the one bait, and then I switched over to the other bait to call out and upgrade. Now down there at Kerr Lake, I just started with that bait and stayed with that bait. I picked spinner bait up, and I did have two on the first day. Have two bites on it, but day two I could not get a bite on a spinner bait. But if I kept flipping that bait that I was using, uh, I would catch quality fish. I will show that bait 2 weeks from now because I'm probably going to be using it this weekend in the semi-nationals and the following weekend in our club classic up at Lake Erie. So after them two tournaments, then I'll have the bait here on and I'll show it off. So, but guys, I appreciate it. We're almost in 30 minutes. I've had several people on here tonight already. Travis, I'll get you the baits to you, or I'll get them to Billy Gould when I see. Well, he's getting ready to get surgery, I think. Yeah, Travis, did you see? Travis said the water in the river at Pomeroy is super clear. You can see 6 to 8 feet. Did you see that bass that Jake Gunsinger in our club caught out of uh, Ravenswood? 5.41. That is a monster bass for the high river. I couldn't believe when they called and told me he caught that fish. That was a good bass for the high river. And maybe this clear water and the weeds and stuff will bring the fish. Maybe that river will come back. Maybe the drought will get maybe the river going. So, but guys, I appreciate it. Uh, Going up, I've got me a pot of soup beans I put in the crock pot today with a ham hock in it. I've sampled them and they was really good. I'm going up now, and that's probably going to be my dinner for the next week, or at least 2 or 3 days, because I've got a whole crock pot full of soup beans. It's that time of year. Uh, Thinking about making a pot of chili and take up to our Club Cat Classic so people can eat on it, our Club Classic. Travis, Billy, you guys need to get signed up for our club next year so you can go and have fun with us at our Classic and at our tournaments. So, well, guys, I appreciate it. And I will see you guys next Monday. Same time, same place. And I'll have some more information uh, on tournaments. Well, at least the semi-nationals. Because I think about everybody else's tournaments are done except our Wednesday nights. Me and Josh are going to go out there this Wednesday and take some money. We're overdue. So maybe I'll see some of you guys Wednesday night at Fox Lake. And I'll see some of you ends up at the semi-nationals. And then I'll see the rest of you guys on Facebook. I'll post the semi-nationals, what's going on. No, you won't, Donovan. You stay out of there. somebody else from the Federation's already been in there once this last weekend. So, but one good thing about it, people's learning it, but they're learning about the spot. They just ain't learning how to fish it yet. Because the guy I seen in there said he never had a bite, and I caught 9 keepers out there in 2 days. So it's not bothering me to see the people in there because they're not realizing how to fish it yet. But Donovan, you'll figure it out. You're a good stick. But that's what's fun about it is we all have the same chance. So, okay, I'll see you guys up there, and I'll be like I said, I'll post some stuff on Friday night probably, and Saturday I'm not going to get to practice any up there. I was up there last weekend. I don't need to go up and practice more and sore mouth more fish. There's going to be enough people up there doing it. And I will see you in Zen.